I would not follow The Rock into the woman's bathroom. I'll tell you that much.
It's a show by Chris and Neil with all great movies. They are the real deal. We watch them all, so you don't have to. It's movies that don't suck and some that do.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all ages, a new episode of Movies That Don't Suck and Some Do. My name is Neil.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Mark.
That's right, the evil Mark Radulich is here. Wait a minute. What did he say?
Oh,
hi, Mark.
is that what you wanted?
What was... There we go.
He's doing a bit.
Yeah, well, I
He
mean,
was doing a bit. The
just-
bit did not land.
Can we talk about Neil's bipolar disorder for just a moment?
yes, let's do it.
So I have a zillion and one things to do in a day. I have a lot going on in my life. And occasionally I go, hey, I need the video so that I can cut your clips and post them on YouTube for you, motherfucker. And then I get stop being snippy because his panties ran a bunch. So today I write him a flowery letter that William Shakespeare would blush over, and I get as a header in the email he sends me, stop asking stupid questions. I reread the message I sent you. Wait, fine. Looking for the question I asked because it wasn't a question.
But you do realize, like, 90% of the time, I don't even know what I'm writing when I write.
No, Neil. Every time Neil texts me, he's like, "I'm drunk or I'm high," and I'm like, "Okay." One of the two. Neil writes you back.
Yeah. So, like, let's give you an example too. So, also, I send some. I usually do the clips for the show, so all the nice little clips that we play during the show, and every time I give it a new header to him. Yesterday's header was clips. Duh. What were you thinking? Rubber biscuits.
Yeah.
Rubber biscuits. Anyway, so don't worry. It's just a normal thing. All right, we're going to be interviewing two movies. We're going to be reviewing two movies this week. You got all my headspace.
Chris,
Yeah.
I told you stop giving him the big D before the show.
Sorry.
And he won't act this
No,
way.
we're not talking about J.K. Simmons here. We're talking about Saturday
know.
night.
Jesus Christ.
We're talking about Saturday night and all the stars that are global, like Gabriel LaBelle.
I want to know why you did that.
I don't know. I ought to have my head examined.
Am I supposed to feel bad now about all that shit we did to you?
Do you feel bad?
That's none of your goddamn business.
Because you should feel bad.
All right, that's why you did it. You want me to feel like
I wanted you to be nice to me for 5 minutes. Or I did it to make my movie better. I don't know why. You are the biggest jerk I've ever met. In my entire life, I have a monkey at home that's smarter than you! You dumb, anti-Semitic asshole!
From the Fieldmans. Yeah.
The Fablemans, where he played Steven Spielberg.
So,
Right?
Mark, you didn't see
No?
that, did you?
Okay. Also, Corey Michael Smith is in this movie.
How about
Corey Michael Smith
One
is in
last-
this movie.
how about one last riddle for old time's sake? A nightmare for some, for others, a savior I come. My hands cold and bleak.
He was
It's the warm hearts they seek. There. Red again. Goodbye, Jim.
So, yeah, what's that? I forget what that's from.
he was one of the least embarrassing parts of Gotham.
Oh, I know. My favorite part of Gotham was like the characters that were obviously a character, but they didn't give that person the character's name because of trademark issues they had with movies going on at the time.
My favorite part of Gotham was two things. One, Mona Baccarin's hot. Two, by the time we were done with Gotham, every single one of Batman's villains were defeated before Batman got out of high school.
Yeah, and so that and every single one of the villains, if you would have added the age numbers together, all of them would have been like in their mid-60s. So I guess you would have kind of got like the 1966 Batman, where everybody was like already going to
And everything existed in Dutch angles.
yeah. But also in this movie as well, Dylan O'Brien.
Holy shit, you had me.
You fucking had me. I almost fucking shot you.
I felt it. I made you laugh.
Hell of a thing to joke about.
Well, it's the best medicine.
Oh.
You know? It is.
Can you imagine, huh? You, little rat.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by that?
What do you mean, what do I mean? You couldn't be the rat.
I absolutely could be the rat.
Not a chance.
Why not?
Why? Because look at you.
What about me?
Nah, you're just a fucking tailor.
From The Offer.
Yeah, outfit, not The Offer. Good job.
The Offer, I'm thinking. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
from The Outfit from 2022 and him playing Richie, but that's okay. We'll just move on from that. We won't stick around on that.
Yeah. One more
and also in this movie, Rachel Sennett.
Who do we know? Who do we know?
I'll bring Stella Rebecca.
You know Stella Rebecca? Stella Rebecca who models at car conventions in Chicago on the weekends?
Yeah, we're family friends.
Okay, great. Well, then bring her. Josie.
What?
We're doing this.
No.
Yeah. Listen to me. We teach a bunch of girls how to defend themselves against the evil Huntington killers. They are grateful to us. We build a community. We bond. We share. We connect. We're punching each other. Adrenaline is flowing. Next thing you know, Isabel and Brittany are kissing us on the mouths.
So, did we talk about Bottoms on the show, Neil?
No, we didn't, but it was a good movie.
I did see it, yeah.
I watched it.
Yeah,
you don't like watching most of the movies.
I saw it in theaters. Yeah.
Like this movie,
Bombshell,
the movie
as in the Fox movie, the one about Fox News, the Me Too movie.
No, that was Bottoms.
Okay, you're talking about Bottoms.
Yeah.
I heard Bombshell. Sorry.
Yeah. Also in this movie, Matt Wood, Ellen Hunt, J.K. Simmons and his 9-foot-long schlong. Who else was in this? And all the above. We'll talk about that here in a second. And that is Saturday night, talking about the greatest television. Well,
Cooper
the most
Hoffman,
episodes per TV show. Isn't it? Is it Simpson? It's Monday Night Raw, Simpsons, and then
60 minutes. 60 minutes.
The 60 Minutes have more episodic episodes than
all
of them?
All of them, yeah.
If 60 Minutes is still going, it has more episodes than all of them.
Yep, for sure.
That's true. All right, then, yeah. So one of the shows that's been on longer on the air than almost any show on the entire world. Then following that, for some reason, we get Christmas in November with Red One, starring Big Schlong Dong himself, J.K. Simmons.
Who is Spider-Man? He's a criminal, that's who he is. A vigilante, a public menace. What's he doing on my front page?
Mr. Jameson, it's a page 6 problem.
We have a page 1 problem, shut up.
They're really important clients, they can't wait.
They're about to.
Mr. Jameson, it's like this. We double book page 6. See, so both Macy's and Conaway's both have 3/4 the same.
We sold out 4 printings. Sold out? Every copy. Tomorrow morning, Spider-Man, page 1 with a decent picture this time. Move Conway to page 7.
There's a problem with page 7.
I make it page 8 and give him 10% off. Okay. I make it 5%.
That can't be done.
Get out of here. Problem is, we don't have a decent picture. Eddie's been on it for weeks. We can barely get a glimpse of him. Oh, what is he, shy? If we can get a picture of Julia Roberts in a thong, we can certainly get a picture of this weirdo. Put an ad on the front page. Cash money for a picture of Spider-Man. He doesn't want to be famous, and I'll make him infamous.
There you go.
There were 5 seasons of Oz, you dork.
Aw, but I did this for a reason, because guess who else is in this movie? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
They look alive to me.
Because I saved them.
Well, that's why I waited until you were there. I got the information I needed. No one died. I did it your way.
He does have a point. I know it got lost in all the confusion, but we still have some issues to settle here.
We know where Amon is. We have to go.
There is no we here. There are only heroes and there are villains.
You think yourself a hero, but you would let these criminals go free, knowing that many more will suffer at their hands unless we end them now.
Heroes don't kill people.
Well, I do.
So with that preview from there, you think it's gonna be so cool, and the movie's just not that good at all. It's kind of shitty, even.
Yeah, Black Adam was a terrible idea from the start.
Black Adam was one of the most amazing DC movies we got from the Zack Snyder universe.
Okay, I can't figure out what's worse, that or Shazam 2.
Ooh.
Oh, guess who's next? Lucy Liu.
Oh shit. Neil, go to someone else real quick. I gotta load that clip.
Oh my gosh. See, Mark, this is what I gotta deal with. People wonder why my hair's falling out.
All I want to know is, did you load one of her clips from Kill Bill? Because that's all that matters.
No,
Neil, when
Chris Evans, everybody.
Boo.
Attention all S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. This is Steve Rogers. You've heard a lot about me over the last few days. Some of you were even ordered to hunt me down. But I think it's time you know the truth. S.H.I.E.L.D. is not what we thought it was. It's been taken over by Hydra. Alexander Pierce is their leader. The Strike and Insight crew are Hydra as well. I don't know how many more, but I know they're in the building. They could be standing right next to you. They almost have what they want. Absolute control.
Okay, now Lucy Liu.
Calypso, hand me the staff.
All right, now Lucy Liu.
You are not fit to wield it. More fit than you. You had him in your hands, yet did nothing. Our sole purpose is to avenge our father. But everyone here has become weak. Laden World Eater. Rise from the pit!
For Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
And not to be outdone, Kiernan Shipka.
Take Lucifer Morningstar into your hearts, and I promise you mercy. But you must say his prayer. O mighty Dark Lord, by whom all things are set afire.
Never.
Say the prayer. It's your one chance. Come on, say it with me, or you'll burn in hellfire. O mighty Dark Lord,
Almighty Dark Lord,
by whom all things are set afire.
By whom all is set afire.
Thy power be thy path.
Power be
thy
path.
will be my desire.
Thy will be thy desire.
In hell as it is on earth.
In hell as it is on earth.
Praise Satan.
Praise Satan.
Praise Satan from the Chilling Adventures of
Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Yep.
Or the
the Chilling Adventures.
Yeah, they're all comic books.
Yep, we reviewed that show when it was on.
Those are all comic books. So therefore, see, I got every one of the main actors from their major comic book movies and shows.
I feel like you missed an opportunity to play a clip from X vs. Sever.
Ooh. I feel like I did miss an opportunity to that. All right, so that's the two movies. We got Red One today, and we got Saturday night. We're going to be talking about that. Chris, tell everybody where we're at.
You can find us on movies.net. We're at Facebook.com sessions on the podcast. We're also we're on Blue Sky, Movies Don't Suck podcast.social, whatever it is. We're on Instagram at NTS Podcast. We are on Patreon.com sessions don't suck. We have YouTube, youtube.com / Movies Don't Suck podcast. You find podcasts Movies Don't Suck and something to do. Like us, share all that shit. And Mark, what do you got going on?
I don't know what you mean. No,
promote your shit, buddy.
I'm just a girl in the world. I'm at Mark Radulich on TikTok, where I have clips of my show, which can be found on W2Mnetwork.com. We are W2M Network on YouTube, where you can find most of our live stream stuff and clips of our shows, clips of this show even, when Neil comes out of his drunken, coked up stupor and sends me videos.
I know, I've been working a lot because of the holidays, dude.
Working.
So it's a lot of weird hours. a lot of weird hours.
I got it.
Weird hours.
Okay. And that's it. If you want, we actually did Red One on Monday, and you guys have no idea what you're in for. The shit I said about Red One. All positive. You're gonna be like, this is the last time we're letting him on.
Man, it's gonna be great. I love it already.
Yeah, and then we're doing, when I get out of here, we're reviewing Gladiator tonight. Get ready for Gladiator 2
tonight.
Yeah, well, because we're doing the first Gladiator with Russell Crowe.
Oh, okay.
So I went to Screen Unseen on Monday, and for the first time they showed Blockbuster, it was a Gladiator 2. People in back started clapping, and I just stood there. I was like, okay, let's see how this is, and we'll talk about it when it comes out.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
What is it?
Real quick.
Yeah.
Was there like Top Gun Maverick energy for Gladiator 2?
Like they did in the audience?
Yeah.
Well, the audience didn't know what it was because it was a Screen Unseen, so a lot of them didn't know. Like we all went in thinking it was going to be queer or the end. Yeah, but it's not being Gladiator. Yeah, but
so you didn't know no one knew they were going to see Gladiator.
No, it's unseen. It's unseen. It's an AMC thing.
So it's like it's a mystery movie, and not until Gladiator 2 came out had they ever shown a blockbuster. Like usually it's like a indie film that's coming out like in a couple weeks, but this time they decided to they surprised everyone by showing a film that's destined to be a blockbuster. So
cool.
Yeah, but it was okay. We'll talk about it though. We'll talk about when that probably next week.
All right.
Yeah. Neil, who are we talking about today? Who we going up to?
Hey man, have you ever been to Valrico, Florida? Have you ever been to Valrico, Florida? I've never been to Valrico, Florida, but one of the highest rated bars in Valrico, Florida is Stingray's Bar and Grill. Yeah, Stingray Bars and Grill has arcade games, has happy hour every Monday 4 p.m. to close. They have karaoke every Tuesday and Sunday night, and they have ladies night every Saturday night with $3 White Claws, 20% off appetizers, and $3 slushies and domestic drinks. They have all kinds of games, pinball games, and all the above, all around the wonderful Stingray. So you can bring your kids in there, even though it's a drinking bar, but it's Florida. That's what we do. They got all day buy one, get one free slushies on Sundays. Look at this. And they got some great little bar food like nachos. You got your breadsticks, and you got your, what is that, a jalapeno, what is that, banana peppers or jalapeno peppers? I can't.
Those would be banana peppers.
Those would be banana peppers because that's what it is. But it's at 3112 East State Road 60, Valrico, Florida 33594. You can find all their information at Stingray's Bar Grill and Arcade.com, because that's about the longest name I've ever heard, or Stingray Bar and Grill on Facebook.
So that's a Rush pinball machine I see there.
Dude, you know what? One of them, I don't know where it was, but I was really upset because it was just I think it's that one. Yeah, it's the stand-up afterburner, man. You gotta the sit-down one
yes.
where it moves and all that. Remember that?
Did they contact you, or did you just do that to fuck with me?
I just did that to fuck with you. Because
well, you been there, Mark? What's going on there?
That honestly, I wish you'd ask, because I would have given you like 5 places that are actual haunts of mine that you could have.
But I just wanted to F with you because it's a lot funner.
You were like Valrico, and I'm like, oh God.
Is he giving away my address?
If you go to 2018 Rudder Drive, like what the fuck?
Yeah, so every time I get
there's like 27 people watching. One of them are going to be in Florida, and they're going to.
I get a notification.
Well, they're about to knock on my wife's door then.
I get a notification on my phone every time someone visits moviesdon'tsuck.net, and every time I see Valrico, Florida, I know it's Mark. So
that's me.
I got like fine from China. This
what is
week.
it? Every time it's Poland, who do you think it is?
I don't get Poland. I get China. I get California. I get Florida a lot.
Ooh, people in California like us?
I think people from Chicago to visit us yesterday, so.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's probably because I threw a sticker on one of the things in Chicago. Anyway, movies, guys. Let's talk about them.
Let's talk Saturday Night. Written and directed, written by Kiernan and Jason Reitman. They also wrote Afterlife, so that's directed by Jason Reitman. You guys know Jason Reitman is the son of Ivan Reitman. He did Up in the Air and a couple other movies. This stars Gabriel LaBelle as Lorne Michaels, who sounds remarkably nothing like the actual Lorne Michaels.
I want to know why you did that.
Rachel Sennott plays Rosie Schuster.
Who do we know? I'll bring.
Corey Michael Smith plays Chevy Chase.
How about one last riddle for old time?
And Dylan O'Brien plays Dan Aykroyd.
Holy shit, you had me.
Also, this stars Ella Hunt as Gilda, the great Gilda Hutner, Emily Farr is Lorraine Newman. Matt Wood is John Belushi. Lamorne Morris is Garrett Morris. I'm guessing they're related. Kim Matula plays Jane Curtin. Finn Wolfhard plays NBC Page, or the guy who plays. And also Cooper Hoffman, the son of the late great Philip Seymour Hoffman, plays Dick Ebersol. And this also has J.K. Simmons as the giant Dick Milton Berle. What's the storyline for Saturday night?
I'm reading all the storylines here, but fuck that. This poster says it best. October 11th, 1975, 10 p.m. The writers are stoned. The set is on fire. The sound system is fucked. The actors are physically assaulting each other. The crew is an open revolt. They have 90 minutes to get their shit together, or the network is pulling the plug. It's Saturday night.
This is my favorite poster of 2024. Like, I would hang this on my wall. If someone,
I would hang that. I want that. I didn't even know that poster existed until I was looking for it.
I've seen it around, and let me tell you how. Like, if somebody wants to get me something for Christmas, get me a framed of that poster. That is fantastic.
I forgot to mention the woman.
Now, who did you say was related to somebody?
Well, it says Warren Morris.
Fucking everybody is in this movie.
Yeah, Warren Morris played Garrett Morris. Is it his son, Warren Morris? Is that Garrett's son?
Ah, I didn't know that.
He was on New Girl.
Okay.
Among other
You're a New Girl.
So Dan Aykroyd is the only one that read the script. Okay, well, I think Chevy would have just said.
I enjoyed this. The guy playing Chevy Chase is the star of this movie for me.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're following. I know we're following the kid who plays Lorne Michaels. It's his movie, but honestly, the guy playing Chevy Chase. If anyone's paying attention to this movie, he's a game changer, or it's a game changer for him. He is super good in this as Chevy Chase.
Wait. So you're saying a guy who's playing Chevy Chase, who is known for stealing scenes from other people back in the day, was the one that stole the scenes in this movie?
Yep.
That is correct. But it also made me laugh because I think it was, I can't remember if it was Johnny. I think it's Johnny Carson who says to Chevy Chase, like, "You're going places," and like there's an allusion to him being like someday being his own network talk show host, and it made me laugh because he was a talk show host for 2 episodes, and they were the worst talk show ever.
Six.
Oh, we made it 6? Okay, because I never made it past Beverly D'Angelo. He was awful. But enough about
he was not. Yeah, I remember when it came out. I think it was either night 1 or night 2. It was night 1 or night 2, but I watched it like live on TV, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be great! It's Chevy Chase. Fletch lives, gets a TV show."
I don't know which is worse or which would be worse in hell. The Keenan Ivory Wayans show, that awkward bit with fucking Selma Hayek trying to give him fucking flautas or whatever the fuck he cooked.
Yeah.
Or the Beverly D'Angelo episode of the Chevy Chase show.
So what year is this? Because I'm 30 years old. I don't remember that.
Ooh.
It was 1990s, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like early 1990s. I'll look it up real quick while you guys are talking.
So yeah, he's really, really great in this. Like he really captured the essence of the kind of douchebag Chevy Chase was at the time. His scenes are really electric.
93.
I wish I liked this movie more because there are elements about it that I think are really, really fun. I honestly wish it had a different writer because I think in the hands of an Aaron Sorkin, this would have been magic.
Oh yeah,
this would have elevated the project. I don't think the writer. I think watching the movie, you know how busy and frenetic it is.
Yeah,
it needed dialogue to match, and it doesn't have that.
Yeah, it needed more snappiness. I feel like, it felt a little messy, and maybe that was the point. But to me, I would have enjoyed it more as a viewer if it was a bit more put together. I think.
Yeah, I wanted to have Newsroom or Sports Night on.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
And it doesn't have that. It's a little. It's
just frantic, but
yeah.
The thing is, I liked how it was frantic because I think it kind of resembled what was going on. The only problem, I think, one of the problems with this movie, I think, to me, was the fact that they slowed it down, and I don't think they should have ever slowed it down. Like when Lauren's having that wonderful talk with the comedian guy and the bar next door. It slowed down the movie. I'm like, no, don't slow down this movie. Keep it frantic.
You want the
and
frenetic energy,
I don't
yeah.
think they should have gone. And I don't think they should have gone an hour and 49 minutes. I think they should have been exactly the 90 minutes
shot in
that,
real
you know,
time.
because it's supposed to be
like 24 style.
Yeah.
24.
Yeah. If I don't say this, I'm gonna be mad at myself, and I'm gonna be annoyed that I came on here and I didn't say this. J.K. Simmons also steals the movie with his Milton Berle, and more than steals that scene and steals the movie, because J.K. Simmons is the fucking man. More on that in a few minutes. His thing of Milton Berle, even with the dancing girls, is so good. But beyond that, and I really say this, the way Milton Berle and Chevy Chase go after each other.
Oh, it's so good.
I'll tell you,
Chris,
maybe Chris might disagree with me on this, and it's fine. We can have two different opinions and still be friends. But look at how men talk to each other back in the 70s. The world is a worse place because we don't have men acting like Chevy Chase and Milton Berle in 1979. I swear to God, it was like, I watched that and I'm just like, oh, the testosterone.
So
so good.
should we all be
have him call me when the crybaby's done.
So should we all be should we all be just showing our dick next to everyone?
Yes, absolutely.
Because that's the one thing I was telling with my dad on Saturday, and we didn't mention a thing about him. I'm like, you can see basically the top of his dick in that, and and of course it's probably prosthetic like most dicks in movies, but I mean.
I don't know, man. I don't think J.K. Simmons brings fake.
Yeah, he didn't bring fake. Actually, there was one where they joked about it. I can't remember what it. But anyway, this one was a fact that I thought was very interesting that I didn't even notice until the end of until I read this fact, was that the guy who played Andy Kaufman also played Jim Henson.
Oh yeah. My wife noticed that.
Because the other.
Jim Henson, quite the opposite of Milton Berle.
Dude, all right, so you know what made this movie even better for me?
What's
was
that?
like after I got done, as soon as I got done watching this movie, because I watched it here at home, I went right to Peacock and turned on the first episode of Saturday Night Live. Like as soon as the credits hit, I turned on and watched the entire first episode of Saturday Night Live, and you can tell that Muppet segment was given words at the last segment because that didn't make no sense whatsoever. The Muppet segment with Jim Henson was like, I had no idea what the hell I was watching. I was not stoned at that time. I just want you to know that I was dead sober. And I was
Quick question about that first episode: does the first episode have the sketch where Dan Aykroyd and Gilda Radner are fighting over, or it's either Gilda Radner or Jane Curtin? And they're fighting over the can of dessert topping that's also a house cleaner?
No.
Okay, that's not that episode. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's the next episode. Yeah, no, it was literally, it seemed like in the first episode of Saturday Night Live, actually, it was like, this is George Carlin's stand-up show, and then here's a couple skits in between.
The guy playing George Carlin was so good.
Oh, yeah, did it right.
What a douche canoe George Carlin is.
And the guy who played Paul Schaefer.
Yeah.
I realized right away it's Paul Rust. Wait, hold on. He was in the show Love on Netflix. Paul Rust. And I was just like, the guy who's basically Cooper Hoffman, who was freaking out by doing weed. I was like, this is a little bit much on that one. But I liked this movie, and I definitely did watch most of the first episode as well afterwards to see what they were making.
I wished it was better because I wanted to like it more.
Yeah.
I wanted this to make my top 10. It won't. The next movie we'll talk about will.
I don't even think they'll make my honorable mentions. I think it was a fun movie. I think it was a good movie, but I don't think it was like something that just changed my perspective or did anything that like, you know, I'll watch this. If it was like on cable and I was going through the channels, I would stop and watch whatever it was that moment.
Yeah. If you're a fan of like Hollywood history, this is a fun story to tell. It's just missing. This is one of those where it should have been like high speed frenetic jazz, and it wasn't really.
No.
You know, it's kind of like not high school, but you know, college jazz band. Or like they're good. It's good. It's definitely it's jazz. Do you like jazz? But it's not where it needs to be, where you're just like floored, and when it's over, you're kind of out of breath. which is the kind of movie it should have been, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Which is me finding a quibble to talk about, because ultimately, like, I liked it. It just didn't get to that next level for me, and it had the potential of getting there. Also, John Belushi.
Matt Wood. Yeah, Matt Wood. John Belushi.
First of all, the actor playing him is awesome.
Yeah,
He's really good. And let me tell you how Lorne Michaels trying to get John Belushi to sign his contract is the story of my life. Please do this simple thing. Please do this simple thing, crazy person. Where are you going, crazy person?
All right. Are you ready for now? So while getting the facts for this show, this was my favorite fact I did find, and I think you guys will enjoy it too. Reportedly, Milton Berle really did have an abnormally large penis. Alan Zabel had written jokes for the Friars Club, at which Berle was often roastmaster, and many of his jokes involved Berle's penis size. Years later, he became a writer on Saturday Night Live and recalled Berle once showing him his penis in his dressing room, and Gilda Radner had the misfortune of walking in at the moment when he commented, "Yeah, it's really, really nice."
Yeah, so I mean, I believe the fact that he had giant dong, and they made a joke about it. So good for him. He did.
Everybody did.
Dick energy. Good for Milton Berle.
I mean, yeah, we had the energy. He had
a 97-point rating. He had a 97-point rating. Don't forget about that.
I'm changing my FetLife avatar picture to fucking Milton Berle now.
I think I know what I want to go as at Halloween next year.
Perfect. Uncle Milty.
Yeah, with the big schlong hanging out too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, stuff that shit with like a vacuum hose.
Oh, all right, Chris, what's your score on this one, buddy?
It's like a 3.8. You know, I liked it, but again, like Mike Mark, it didn't quite make them. It didn't quite hit the target I wanted it to. It was good. It was fun, but it wasn't frenetic. It wasn't snappy enough. It was a little messy. I wanted more style, I think, honestly, and there wasn't much of one. So
no, yeah, I have to agree with that. I wanted more style to it. I wanted some more dumb laughs. Maybe some more cocaine humor. I don't know what I wanted, because they're doing it. They're all doing it. You've never heard an interview where they're like, "No, you weren't on drugs that whole entire night."
I'm gonna say something. I have to say something really misogynistic. Chris, plug your ears. They couldn't have made the girls dumber in the show, and I love it.
Oh, I know, and that's not the way
the flightiest idiots. Gilda Radner, Jane Curtin, and I can't remember the third girl, were just fucking set the women's movement back at least 100 years. Like, oh wow, back in the day, women were way dumb. It was great.
And then, I know they're trying to show that Dan Aykroyd was getting his character, the male prostitute. What was his name? What the hell is his name? I was going to dress him as Halloween one year. Anyway, that he was trying to do the male prostitute, but it sounded like more to me like he was just like a sexual predator going around. And I'm just like, is that really how everybody was back then? Damn, man.
What the hilarious thing about that is just like, what if we treated men the way you treat women, you pigs? And men are going, we don't care. We're not wired that way. Objectify us. We're good with this.
Yeah, please objectify us.
Trust me, in the circles I run in, there's plenty of men waiting to be objectified. Like, women like, don't treat me like a sex doll. And then men are like, I would like to be a sex doll. Boy, am I suited for that sort of work.
Neil, what's your score on this? You didn't get a score.
Man, I have to agree with you, like right about there. I think I have to go about 3.8 because, again, I agree with Mark on this. It's like I think I found I was squeezing all the joy out of it I could possibly get, and I just wanted a little bit more. I wanted a little bit. I don't know what I needed, but there's just something. There's something missing. Something just a little bit missing, and it just. I was happy, and then even after watching the Saturday Night Live after it, I was very happy, because now it's like, oh, I got the story of like, why is George Carlin on this brick thing in the middle of this crowd? Like, it all more makes sense of some of the things that happen on that show, but it kind of just fell flat in one or two places, and I don't want to say that, but I do have to agree. Chevy Chase actor was the best. John Belushi guy he just made me happy in the ways of I'm not doing the bees. The bees are stupid. Anyway, but like it was a pretty good cast. I like it, so I'll go with 3.8. I'll give it a good solid.
And Mark, you don't have to go our score, but what do you do? Do you have like a rating system you'd like to go?
No,
on?
I'm tired of abusing you guys now. I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
Oh, okay, sounds good to me.
3 out of 5.
All right, cool.
I like the abuse.
I do wish life was an Aaron Sorkin movie, but it's not. You know, I'm running to the camera now. What's the audience score for Saturday Night?
72.
84%.
Oh shit!
There's the audience says on this. And all it says past the chaos and minutia behind the scenes. This account of the premiere that challenged the sister. Oh fuck! Sorry, starting over. And all it says past to the chaos and minutia behind the scenes. This account of the premiere that changed the history of television, honors the talent, and brought you live from New York. It's Saturday Night. Neil, what's the critic score for this?
The critic score is definitely going to be 81.
Certified first at 78%.
Ooh, I was close. I feel like I was close. Were you close?
Critics' consensus is.
Do you want to get close to me, baby?
Jazzed up by the excellent ensemble that captures the essence, if not the exact likeness of SNL's original cast and crew, Saturday Night's frenetic and nostalgic celebration of one of showbiz's most auspicious debuts. I'll read a bad review and a good review. This is from Dennis Schwartz of Dennis Schwartz Movie Review. It says, a nostalgic, playful, and self-indulgent film throwing flowers at the groundbreaking, profane, classic TV moment. C+, which is not a great score if you want it. And this is from Sean P. Means, the movie critic. He says, a freewheeling backstage comedy dissecting the inner works of the network TV show as it's on the verge of falling over the edge. 3.5 out of 4. And that's Saturday Night. Me, Neil, and Mark, we saw it VOD, and you can too. So
everybody can see it on VOD. You can see it on VOD, and you can see it on VOD, and you can see it on VOD.
You know, are you still pulling news? No. Are you still ready to pull news?
No, I don't know I don't even know what day it is anymore. This is the Movies Don't Suck and Some of Them News. I'm going to read a bunch of stuff because these guys forgot how to use their phone because they're above the age of 30.
I'm not allowed to have my phone during the day.
That's true, yeah.
Sad. All right, guys, we've all been waiting for it. Now we all know the Superman trailer will finally hit us at the beginning of Mufasa. So if you want to see the Superman trailer first, before it will be released out into the YouTube world, well, I mean, I'm sure there'll be crappy videos with somebody's phone, but you'll have to go see Mufasa.
I guess I won't be seeing the Superman trailer.
I'm going to see Mufasa.
Well, I mean, come on.
We're reviewing it. Can I tell you how, though, like, both my kids have reacted negatively to Mufasa? Like, every Sunday, for the most part, I take my kids to the movies. I've been doing this all year. I've been doing this since Lily was at least 4, and taking them to the movies.
Yeah.
And, you know, they love going to the movies. They, you know, even if they don't necessarily like the movie, they enjoy the time spent with their dad. They enjoy the outing.
Yeah, that's
Let me tell you how Mufasa, the only reason why they're going is because they like going to the movies with me. Both my kids are like, fuck this movie. My daughter's like, they're already out of canon. They're introducing things into this movie that aren't canon with the original Lion King. And I want to shove her in a locker. And then there's my son going, this looks ass stupid. Fuck this movie sideways. And I'm like, alrighty.
But you're going to see it. They're going to see it.
Funny though? That's the remarks Disney is getting from a lot of people, though, not even just your kids, but kids in period. And so this movie, I think, is going to probably like sink it. I think that's the only reason why people might go is go. Well, what movie was it that got really popular for like 3 weekends back in the 80s because it had the 89 Batman trailer on it? and nobody would stay for the movie. They just went there for the trailers and then they left. And that's the last time in history I think that actually happened.
So I want to tell you. So when Ghost Protocol, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol came out, they were saying that there'd be 15 minutes of The Dark Knight Returns on it, and I was super excited. So my buddy went and saw Ghost Protocol, and there was no 15 minutes of Dark Knight Returns. She had seen IMAX to see that, and I was like, well, fuck. But I did like Ghost Protocol, so it's okay. But I remember
Ghost Protocol is dope.
Yeah, it's the best of them. It's better than Fallout. Like Ghost Protocol is pretty fucking dope, and I like that. I like that one more than probably all the other ones. And, you know, I did like
Tequila Sunrise.
Oh, okay.
Tequila Sunrise was the movie that benefited from because they had the trailer at the beginning of Batman.
Yeah, I'm gonna review it. You know, it's on my schedule to review, so I'm gonna go see this thing. But between that and Snow White, like I don't root for companies to fail, but I'm hoping between the 1-2 punch of the Rachel Ziegler, you know, Snow White that she single-handedly destroyed, and this Mufasa movie, Disney stops doing the live action remakes, and certainly doesn't do any more live action remake sequels.
So when it comes,
their lizard brain that they think the world wanted a sequel to the live action Lion King because that one made $1 billion in the year that everything made $1 billion. It makes me like I sweat and I toil in a job that I can barely support myself on. Disney, hire me. Hire me to help you not make these decisions anymore. God damn, pal.
So that brings me to the question, Mark. Are you excited to see Wicked?
Ooh, am I excited to see Wicked? I'm not seeing it for like another 2-3 weeks. Like I got to see Gladiator and Moana 2 first.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Those are definitely way before Wicked, both of them.
I wouldn't say I'm excited. I want to see it. I want to talk about it. I kind of want to see. I'm more interested in seeing how well it does and if other people like it.
And it's only part one, right?
And yeah. This thing is going to rival Lord of the Rings when it's done in terms of.
It's going to make $1 billion. It's going to make $1 million. $250 million open weekend maybe, but
I heard. I just listened to the box office podcast. We've lost Neil because we started talking way nerdy. But it's tracking to have a huge opening. Which, you know what, I'm not negative. Like I'll give things credit where they're deserved. Considering it survived the marketing blunder that was the stupid broad complaining about her poster, the fan poster, and then the Ariana Grande homewrecker stuff. Like, bravo. If Wicked actually does $1 billion and it survives all of that, good for those people. Good for John Chu. Like, I'm happy for them. I'm glad. I would tell you that if it doesn't, like, they have no one to blame but themselves.
So I've seen Wicked the production twice. First time I was fucking.
I just want you to know that there's 37 stories and this is only the first one. Thank you. Continue though.
So anyway, more about Wicked.
So I saw it the first time in San Antonio with my wife, or this time my girlfriend, and we got fucking wasted. I would spend half the show in the bathroom trying not to throw up. But
have you actually read the book?
No, and then I seen.
I did.
Yeah, I read the book. I saw the musical. I saw the musical on Broadway where God intended it to be seen.
Oh my God!
Thank you. I'm hoity. I saw it in New York City, and I saw it back in the early 2000s where making a George W. Bush WMD joke was contemporary and not dated at all.
Yeah. So I saw it also sober in Dallas, and that was fine. But my wife really likes the musicals, particularly ones that are contemporary. Like I can't tell you how many times I've heard the soundtrack to Hamilton.
Oh yeah, Lily's big into musicals, and it's the only reason I've seen Hamilton. Though I have been known now to trot around the jail, kind of thrusting my crotch out, going in the room where it happened, and occasionally I get walked over to HR, going, "You can't keep thrusting your crotch at people," but I'm like, I'm in the room where it happened. They're like, stop that! You're not Thomas Jefferson, you weirdo.
All right, Neil, let's do this. What's the first news story you have for us?
The weirdest thing about Hamilton, though, is the weird way that they sing in that musical, though. I feel like the door is over there with the more. Like that's how every song is in that entire
Honestly,
music.
honestly, the only thing missing from Hamilton, they should have had the Fat Boys beatboxing.
Yes, yes, yes.
In the room and now Prince Marky D. What?
What? When did he died? All right, what was I going to talk about next? I don't even know anymore. Oh yeah, Chris, we're watching this Christmas movie just because I know you'll enjoy it. Netflix is doing their own version of Magic Mike meets Hallmark called The Merry Gentleman, where you're going to be able to see the wonderful male strippers getting it on in front of the nice crew. We're going to have Chad Michael Murray from One Tree Hill and Freaky Fridays on there. I know you can't wait for that.
You know, I'm the person that remembers you were trying to get to see Magic Mike XL. Like, you really wanted us to see that movie. And I was like, there's plenty of things to watch. And you were pushing for it. We never did, but you were really pushing for it.
You never wanted to see it. You never wanted to see it.
Come on my show. We'll do a long road to ruin of all 3 Magic Mikes.
Yes! And then do it with that one after at the end for the 5-minute leftover.
Sure.
All right. George R.R. Martin's back into the writing game, and he is going to be writing a new action-packed film that is going to be having it's going to be directed by Paul W.S. Anderson and Dave Bautista. And Milia Djokovic is going to be in there. And it's a fantasy episode called In Lost Land, slated to hit theaters February 25th of 2025.
So Paul W.S. Anderson is known for making pretty shitty movies. Like,
yes. And putting his poor wife in them.
I know. Like, and people will say, well,
no, he made Astro City wasn't that bad.
No, that's different. Oh, God, Chris. Just why?
I'm just kidding.
Wrong
Anderson.
I know.
I'm like, we're on the wrong podcast if you say that. But
wrong Anderson. I know. I just wanted to bust your balls on that one. All right. Let's see here. That guy who makes crappy Batman movies now has added the good Batman into his. Robert Pattinson is now in the mystery Christopher Nolan movie that we have no idea what it is. He won't tell us the name.
I think
but there's like 20 different.
I think it's crazy that we're still hearing about it. I don't really give a fuck what it is until they tell us what it is. Like, I don't really care who's going in it. Honestly,
did you guys see Mickey 17 got delayed? It got pushed back into later in the year because it was coming out, I think, at the end of January, beginning of February.
Oh, which one was that?
Mickey 17 with Robert Pattinson. It's
I didn't.
Yung Garb and Mugu Gai Pan. I don't know whatever the fuck the guy's name is. Chris probably knows, and he's now mad at me for being racist. But but it's his movie, and it was originally slated for the end of January. It's now been pushed back to sometime later in the year, which is weird because I don't understand why they keep doing shit like this because there's marketing out for it now. Like there's posters out. My kids saw the trailer, and now the shit's delayed again.
Well, I mean, Bong Joon-ho.
That's the one.
Yeah. So he did it with the fucking what's it, Parasite. So right, that's like Parasite.
That's why this movie's getting any attention at all.
Yeah, no one cares.
All right. So talking about a movie getting some attention because one of the most famous pop stars of all time tried to buy it so they could do that and remake it with them as the main character. That's right. The one and only Miley Cyrus was trying to buy the movie Mandy so she could play the Nicolas Cage part.
Fuck her. No fucking way. Don't do
all
that.
In.
Don't want it.
Now, remember, Mandy only brought in $1.7 million at the box office. It was not a box offer. And it was not a big box office hit. But what it was is that she loves the movie so much that she's been trying to buy it since 2018 so she could redo it with her as Nicolas Cage.
I love Mandy so much that I don't want to fuck it with it.
Whitney Seibold of Critically Acclaimed talked about it endlessly, and I finally just reached out to him like, do you want to come on my podcast and talk about it? And he was good for about 10 minutes, and then he was like, why are we still having this conversation? I'm like, I don't know, man, this is your thing that you're thrilled about. But yeah, Mandy is a weirdo fucking movie.
I fucking love it.
I don't have like a hard-on hate for Miley Cyrus, and she definitely has her fans. Like I did a triple feature of it was French movies that have been that were American remakes. So it was Blame It on Rio, The Woman in Red, and just because I needed a third one, I just randomly selected LOL with Miley Cyrus, and I swear to God, that's the one that got all the popularity. That's the clip that got all the views. That's what everybody on the panel was like. Yeah, fuck Blame It on Rio and The Woman in Red. Let's talk about more about LOL. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I barely even heard of this movie. Yeah, but yeah, I want to live in the world where Mike Tyson beat Jake Paul and Miley Cyrus is in Mandy. The other one didn't happen, by the way.
So yeah, did you watch the fight live, right?
I sure did. Well, I tried to at least.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard to. I knew it was bad when I saw him walking up into the ring. I'm like, he's looking not good. Like as he's. I'm
just talking about the fact that their servers couldn't handle their load. But nothing, Neil. All right. Yeah. Now Netflix.
No. I love it. Sorry. I was reading the next one. Good.
Netflix now knows what not to do when they get Raw in January, whatever the live events they start doing. So.
Oh my gosh.
It was a good test event for them to do Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. As for the fight itself, if you were expecting a real boxing match, I have a bridge I'd like to sell you.
Oh my God. We had a whole group of people over my friend's house watching it. And that delay of every 5 seconds, every 5 minutes.
You guys had bro. I didn't have any problems with my stream. My stream was fine.
I'm sorry that no one lives where you live and you had a stream all by yourself. I live in civilization.
I mean, I'm sorry that you live
stingrays
by yourself.
Where people live.
All right. Also, coming up into the world of this and into the future of Netflix, you know that the Alien Earth series is being made.
Yeah.
The lead in that is going to be Justified's own, Santa Clara Diet's own. You know who I'm talking about, Mr. Timothy. Last name I can never pronounce. Oliphant. Is going to be playing the main lead in that show. So now he's going from he just did the Terminator series, he did Terminator Zero, where he did the voice in that, which is one of the best anime series. I'm not a big anime guy, but man, that is a great series if you get an opportunity to go see that. So now he gets to play the Alien series. So my question about this whole thing is, are they ever going to stop? Like, are we never in? And there's because now Romulus 2 has already been greenlit.
Man, I don't think we need that one. Also,
we don't need any of this. They should have stopped after 3 was such a fucking disaster and buried this thing, nuked it from orbit just to be sure.
Kill it. My next question: there's a new movie coming out called Popeye the Slayer Man. Mm-hmm. Do we need to give these movies like its own category now? Are we at nursing rhyme horror? It would be nursing rhyme horror. Would it be
like a Screamboat or like
kid movie horror?
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey kind of thing, where these are like low.
Yeah. It's called Popeye the Slayer Man.
Public domain horror remakes.
Yeah.
And so what it is this is what it is. Jason Stevens plays the sinister version of Popeye, where he was locked away in a ran down spinach factory. Of course.
I mean, I deal with it when they will get a good movie out of these remake these cheap ass public domain remakes.
Do you also think a third party candidate's going to be president? You fucking weirdo.
One day.
One day, sure. One day more.
I can't wait to see it. I'll go see that one.
I want to go see. I want to go see Screamboat when that comes out. Like, I'm legitimately excited for Screamboat.
Yeah, I want to see that one too.
Like, okay, you guys promise me you'll do that on this show, so I have a reason to go see it.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we'll do it. All right. One of the most famous bands from the 1970s is finally giving away their rights, and now we're going to get movies, we're going to get documentaries, and all the above. It's about time we found out what happens when Cocaines and Orgies happen and becomes one of the #1 albums of all time. That's right. Fleetwood Mac is finally selling their rights to make movies. I can't wait to see that. All right?
Oh my God, that's the
if
best
they do it
story
right.
you've ever read.
They didn't They all did cocaine. They all slept with each other. They all cheated on each other. In the band.
I need like a 3-hour Oliver Stone directed Gold Dust Woman. Everything is like cocaine haze and in slow-mo, and there's just semen everywhere. This is what I need. I need the Fleetwood Mac orgy story.
Well, the first one that's popping out is going to be in HBO, and it's going to be a 3-hour documentary that's never before seen footage of the band members and them switching members and all that stuff. So I can't wait to see that. But I want a bio. I want that Doors movie. I want exactly that.
They're just going to call it rumors, right? Call that.
No, I need it to be Gold Dust Woman. That's what it needs to be. Hollywood, I'm waiting for you to hire me. I have good ideas and no talent.
Are they gonna make a Dave Bowie film, like a movie about him, like his life? That's not happening, right? It's gotta be.
I don't know who.
Bowie.
Bowie. They did Moonlight. They did that Moonlight one.
No,
but it's hard to get the rights to Bowie because he was on so many different labels, and each different label owns a different part.
I took the ex-wife to go see the David Bowie documentary that came out a few years ago.
Yeah,
had more natural endings than Return of the King. That was a long night.
God damn.
Oh, that reminds me of a Jack Nicholson story I heard the other day. Anyway, Madonna wants you to know that her bio is now going to be shorter because she doesn't need to tell the full story. And to be honest, I don't know if I even want to hear the full story.
I want the fucking Weird Al version of the Madonna story.
I just want to see a fat Italian man knock her around in the kitchen. That's really all I care about. That's a Captain Lou Albano joke, everybody.
I know. Yes, I know. Also, we're getting Enola Holmes 3, which is now they're going to take it into a darker, more sinister way. Instead of making it funny and whimsy.
We didn't see the second one, did we?
I did.
I did not.
I did. Kevin Feige answered a bunch of questions this past weekend about the Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, not only as soon as that movie is done, they are going to be right into the MCU. They will be in every Avengers movie. They're going to help bring in the X-Men, which will come in the whole X-Men series and the storyline. They already know where they're going after Secret Wars, unlike they did with Endgame. And they're going right into the X-Men universe done by them.
They knew where they were going after Endgame. They just they
made it very clear they did not.
That's their cover story
several times. No.
That's their fucking cover story. No. They were like a drunk person going, "I know where I'm going," and drove into a parked car. Also,
and then the guy who came out of the guy who was driving the drunk car beat all their wives. I'm sorry, Jonathan Majors joke. Anyway, Daniel Craig has just been recruited by DC and is going to go into the comic book movies himself. Now, when I heard that, I was like, I don't know if I want Daniel Craig there because he's already got Knives Out. He did Bond. He is going to play, and if you don't know who this guy is, sorry for about your damn luck. Sergeant Rock is who Daniel Craig is going to be playing.
Casting. All right, see
that I'm there.
I can't take out like giant Milton Berle penis and pee on that. That's actually good casting.
And last but not least, the sequel we've all been waiting for years is finally going to be made. As of this month, the wonderful, the great director that we all know as Mr. Kevin Smith got the rights back to Dogma and is now making and has signed people for Dogma 2 starring Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
How are they going to explain the angels aging like that? That's what I'm wondering.
You know what? I don't care. I
was just wondering. I wasn't saying like it's the wrong thing.
I'm going to say now what I said back when he was saying make Spider-Man the best picture, make a popular choice. Would someone please bang Kevin Smith so he stops doing stuff? Just someone take a bullet and have sex with Kevin
Oh my
Smith
God.
so he stops making movies.
His wife has sex with him.
I doubt it.
That's the news. That was The Movies Don't Suck in Some of Them News. The music would have hit earlier, but Chris wasn't paying attention to me and fell asleep like always.
I like how we got through that one without driving Neil to like suicide.
I know he's always like he doesn't like the tangents.
Well, I mean, the 17-minute of you guys talking about Wicked was very.
Oh my
close.
God, we didn't pay attention to Neil. Oh my Jesus Christ.
Let's talk.
Sorry about all the editing Chris has to do later for that one.
I don't cut that stuff out too late here and stuff like that. Anyway, Red One, directed by Jake Kasdan. Jake Kasdan directed things like Walk Hard, The Do Cock Story. Fucking love that movie. Sex Tape. And the 2 Jumanji movies. And he's back with Red One, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Callum Drift.
They look alive to me.
Because I saved them.
No.
Sorry.
You did it wrong.
Neil wants me to do this thing.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
You know why? Because me and Mark in a minute will tell you why. Because it's not Dwayne Johnson that showed up to film Red One. It was The Rock.
It really was.
Continue on.
This also stars Chris Evans as Jack O'Malley.
Attention all S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. This is Steve Rogers.
Lucy Liu plays Zoe.
Calypso, hand me the stuff.
J.K. Simmons plays Nick. Oh, say Nick.
Who is Spider-Man?
Bonnie Hunt plays Mrs. Claus. Christopher Juju plays Krampus. Kiernan Shipka plays Gryla.
Take Lucifer Morningstar into your hearts, and
West Mary Wells plays Olivia. This also has Nick Kroll in this. He shows up, and I think that's all I really want to say. Neil, what's the storyline for Red One?
That's all I want to say. You know, doesn't want to talk
I'm done
English anymore.
talking now.
Yeah. Neil,
I'm just done talking.
What's the storyline for this, Neil?
Storyline. After Santa Claus has kidnapped their North Pole's head of security, must team up with the world's most infamous bounty hunter in a global trotting, action-packed mission to save Christmas.
So I'm going to say this right now. I didn't hate this thing. I will say that. I expected to go in hating it. I came out and I was able to turn off my critical mind and go in as a person who just sees movies every now and then, and I enjoyed it just a little bit. Now that's not to say there are things that if my critical mind was not there, it was, but I was trying to be nice to it because as I got home, I softened on it quite a bit, and I'm like, it's fine, it's a fun movie, it's fun, and it's really for everyone, it really is. So that's all we got. That's I'm gonna try to be nice to this thing because I could tell that people were unfair saying it has no magic or whatever. I thought it had magic. I think this we watched for years to come, and I liked the Jack Santa Claus personally. Jack Santa Claus was awesome, but
you can obviously tell during this movie that all right, everybody was having fun except for one guy who I think kept on showing up to Philadelphia at that time. Hanging out somewhere in Philadelphia, doing some Philadelphia things. I'm not going to say what those Philadelphia things might have been. I might have been there. Might have got the shirt there too. But anyway, that's what I think he was doing. And yeah, all right, Mark, tell him how many days did The Rock was late by 9 hours?
A whole bunch. This movie probably budgeted at like $200 million. They're tacking on at a minimum reporting at least an extra $50 million because he kept showing up to set late, delaying shoots, and allegedly peeing into water bottles on set. You know what's funny is on one hand, and another reason why the budget blew up. After I'm sure they were done with the CGI and stuff, like after they shot it all and they just needed to render it. He was like, okay, I saw Oppenheimer and I'm a toddler, so now we need to do this in IMAX. And they're like, bro, this is supposed to go straight to Prime. What's wrong with you? Like, no.
Yeah.
We have magic here. We put this in theaters and make it IMAX, and everyone looked at The Rock like, we hate you.
So
like, we hope you get injured in a WWE event.
If I did, that problem is the CGI. The CGI. This is basically just a lot of CGI. Too much of it, personally.
So bad.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the problem I have with this.
Let's talk about the theory behind.
Go ahead, Neil.
And also, let's talk about the fact that But did you pick up your Todd McFarlane toy?
Wait, what?
I don't know who he's directing that at.
Your Red One Todd McFarlane toys that you could buy at the theater.
I did not.
Because they need more money because they know this ain't gonna make them budget back. Like
dude, it's an Amazon MGM movie. They have fucking money to burn. It's like Apple.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
They released it like way before Thanksgiving. Why do you think they picked this time to release Red One?
That is a good question.
No, they always do stuff like that. Like Violent Night only beat this by maybe a week or two. Like it came out, I think maybe the first week of December.
Oh, Violent Night was so good.
They start with the Christmas movies around Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So I would tell you that this thing will be in theaters for at least another month or two, and so they wanted to be they wanted to be in theaters for Christmas. But they also have a lot of competition between now and then. There's Gladiator coming out, Moana 2, Wicked. There's what am I saying? Hang on. There's Sonic the Hedgehog, Kraven the Hunter, Mufasa the Lion King, Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's what he looked like when he was talking to Chevy Chase.
There's a lot of stuff coming out between now and the end of the year. So if you're counter programming and you're trying to get your movie out so where people will see it, they wanted to get it in before, as close to Christmas, but before Christmas, before Thanksgiving as possible, to give it plenty of runway.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Remember, not everyone sees stuff opening weekend.
Yeah.
Sometimes they wait 2 or 3 weeks before they see anything. So like, okay, well let's go to the movies and see a harmless Christmas movie, and there's no Illumination movie this year.
Yeah.
Like normally Illumination releases its second movie. There's I think last year was Migration. Another year before that was Sing 2. None of that this year. So like not a lot of competition in the kid space. So I would tell you that this thing, well, it didn't do great opening weekend, and it's not going to make $500 to $1 billion. These people are on drugs if they think that. I think it'll kind of do like Elemental, where the word will get out that this movie's not bad and it's actually pretty fun for kids, and people will go see it because it's a harder sell to get kids to sit through a 3-hour Wicked movie, and no one's bringing their kids to Gladiator except this psycho.
So, I want to hear what Neil thought of this.
Oh, I forgot I'm on a podcast. Anyway, let's see
5 stars in the Tokyo Dome.
5 stars in the Tokyo Dome. All right, so Chris Evans was having a great time. J.K. Simmons was having a great time. What's her name? Miss Claus. What's her name? Gosh dang it, I always forget her name.
Sorry, I had to, but I don't anymore.
What's her name?
Sorry, I'm getting.
What's her name?
Hold on, are you asking me?
Miss Claus.
Miss Claus was played.
Yeah,
Miss Claus was played by shit. What is her name?
Bonnie Tyler.
Bonnie Tyler.
Yeah, Bonnie Tyler.
Anyway,
thank you, sir.
We'll go with that. But anyway, they all look like they're having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if The Rock's character was supposed to be that he was just an a-hole, but like it just felt like he didn't want to be here for this. It was like, I think he signed up for this before he became a board member of TKO.
Yep.
And then he was just like, I still got to go make this damn Christmas movie.
Yeah, I don't need to be here anymore. I'm on the board of TKO. Fuck you people.
Yeah.
and that's the energy he brought to this movie.
That's the energy I felt in this movie. And believe me, I have been there, sitting in a stadium full of 71,000 when all of a sudden this plays.
Sorry, Neil. You gotta tell me it's happening.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
But anyway, so I've been to where
if
he
I had known we
actually.
were gonna do a bit, I'd have made him upload Brock Lesnar's music.
The guy who'll never wrestle again now. Oh my gosh.
I want his gimmick to be that he comes out with a diminutive woman that's slightly afraid of him.
Oh my gosh. Anyway,
as Brock Lesnar's attorney, he did nothing wrong. It was
hey, don't you talk about the wise man on this show. Anyway,
I am Brock Lesnar's advocate.
But anyway, I just felt like that was all right, but I really tried to get into this movie too. Like, it was fun. I laughed. I had a good couple laughs with the little, like, one, all right, who sends snowmen to, like, Aruba?
Skryla.
But I mean, there's a couple things like that where I was just like, all right, he could have, maybe he said polar bears, or maybe he said, something like that. I really like Chris Evans was cutesy for the first time in a while, and we haven't seen Chris Evans cutesy in a while.
He brought his knives out bag of shit energy.
Yeah, and I liked it.
I loved it.
Him and Lucy Liu. I mean, she looked like she was gonna kill a mofo. And let's just be honest, all right, man. We just gotta all look down in our hearts and go, at this point, we have to agree that is one of the most pimpingest Santa Claus outfits I've ever seen in my. Look at that candy cane. I mean, look at that. Look at that sack he's carrying. No, I mean, look at that. The outfit looks cool.
This is the best Santa Claus I've seen on screen in like years. J.K. Simmons is the man.
Ever since Bill Goldberg. Ever since Bill Goldberg.
I legit said on our podcast he should get a best picture. He should get a best supporting actor nomination for an Oscar. He won't, because he was in a stupid movie that was meant to go to Amazon Prime. But like, as far as actual performance and what he added to the movie, J.K. Simmons is absolutely, from my money, in contention for best supporting actor. He's amazing in this movie.
Yeah, I really think, and even Gorilla, what's her name?
Kiernan.
Yeah, she did a great job being evil. Like, I was like, oh my God, we just found our new evil person. It's going to be the female evil person in action movies probably for the next 20 years right there. Like, she gave an energy that I was like, yeah, beat her, so because of her acting. And Simmons, anytime Simmons is anything, let's be honest, he's just an awesome movie. But
the best scenes in the movie are between The Rock and J.K. Simmons. There aren't enough of them, but that those parts where I talked about this on my review, and I'm trying to not repeat myself from two different reviews, but when The Rock is basically sitting with his religious leader of sorts and saying, I've lost the faith and you deserve somebody who's 100% committed to the faith. And J.K. Simmons is saying to him, this isn't about losing or keeping the faith. That's part of the experience. It's about what's inside of you and what you believe that's important here. And he's like, I don't feel that way. I feel like you need 100% commitment to this. And he's like, all right, well, you'll find your way back to me. And he does. That's some of the best stuff of the movie.
By any means, I totally agree with you, because this does have a deeper meaning than just being a Santa Claus. We're finding Santa Claus.
I'm glad you saw it, because we read the critics, and the critics are like missed all of that to the point where I looked at Robert. I'm like, was I the only one awake in English class?
Oh no, and it wasn't just The Rock's character, Chris Evans' character, who is pretty much a D-bag the whole entire movie, showing his way that, oh man, the whole time I wanted to be a big-hearted person, didn't know how to be that big-hearted person. Right. Now I've learned how to learn my way.
He goes on a great arc. Yeah, the themes about faith and fatherhood resonated a lot with me, and I talked about that at length on our own podcast.
I figured that was the case for you.
Which is why I think it's not not resonating with a lot of mainstream Hollywood critics who have no faith and don't see the value in family or parenting. So yeah, I don't think this movie is hitting with a lot of people who are philosophically nihilistic. Which is weird to say that about this silly movie, but like I was floored with just how deep the movie was if you bothered to look at it. Also, like I said, like masculine buff Santa is awesome.
I was like, at first when I saw the clips, I was like, why is he not like, big job? Like, why is he not our size?
And the reason is because he has to work off all those fucking carbs he gets to Christmas morning. So by the time Christmas comes, he's fucking jacked and ready to do it, which makes sense.
And one of my favorite parts of this movie too, I think it really did an awesome job of us actually getting to see how Santa delivers the presents to every house all night long, where it had crazy ninja Santa Claus doing his thing, going up and down the chimneys and into the, diehard aero ducts and the, whatever, like shrinking big, whatever, all that whole little clip, man. I could have watched another 5 minutes of that.
Did you get the fucking Ant-Man? Did you guys the Ant-Man shit that The Rock did in this movie?
It looks so bad. Like, it's fine that he had those powers. Like, I don't really care what powers he's got, but they clearly. I saw it in IMAX. It did the CGI no favors.
Yeah. I was at a big D, so like, and that's like an IMAX with the sound system and all that.
I was at a rare go old ass theater. So
when you said that, I thought you meant like you were at a glory hole. Like, oh, whatever, Neil. I don't know what that has to do with you, though.
I don't visit Chris's house that often.
Oh. Because like I'm not even a part of this. Leave me alone.
I'm trying to be nice about this movie, guys. So like, shitting on me.
This made my top. This made my top 10. This bumped out Furiosa because I think it was for the most part well made, and I deeply enjoyed it. Like it's not quite the Wild Robot, but it's in my top 5. Like I enjoyed it. I think the writing in it. Chris, easy. The technical stuff's not great. That's the worst part about it. But the writing in it, the acting.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Are you a seizure?
I was doing the sound effect that's inside your head right now. Anyway,
the themes of the movie are all some of the best stuff I saw this year, and so I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Like I don't subscribe to the notion that every great movie that's in some film snob's top 10 has to be gay cowboys eating pudding. Sometimes it's just the movie that tells you that having faith in family is the most important thing in the world. I agree.
Cowboys versus aliens?
I'm going to go. Thanks. W2M not that. Such a bad movie.
I know. Gay cowboys eating pudding. Isn't that what Cowboys versus Alien was?
Yes.
What are we on?
We're waiting for you to have some kind of reaction.
Okay, so like
you can talk too.
Okay, I didn't hate it. I'll say that. But like I did have a hard time finding. I connected with Chris Evans and his kid, coming together, and that was nice, and it squeezed a little bit of water out of me. See, Neil, or just.
Why do you give him the attention?
Yeah,
this is how you create toddlers.
So I did squeeze a little bit out of me, but I was not really into a lot of the action, which is this movie is more of an action movie than the previews are doing it. Making some goofy slapstick type thing, and that's not the case at all.
I said the same thing about Transformers 1 that I said about this is you're led to believe this is going to be a goofy, slapsticky comedy action, and this movie is not funny.
It's just action.
There's some really funny lines. Yeah. Like The Rock has my favorite line of this whole movie, where he's just it's like, so what is the mission? To bring joy, asshole. Like I was like, yes. So, but like the movie in and of itself is not funny. Like it's an action movie that talks about faith and family. That's it. That's the whole movie.
Yeah,
and it was really good. I like that part of it, and also I feel like there's some missteps that happen. Like if you're going to use Hot Wheels cars, why didn't you at least do like the lizard one or like that? You know, like I'm saying,
there was
like
was an opportunity to have some real fun with this.
There were some opportunities to have some fun with some stupid stuff, but I guess when your budget is already at $250 million.
I can't believe there's that much.
He's like grabbing like He-Man figures. Like, we're gonna animate these He-Man figures. Like, no, the fuck you're not.
No, you're not. Oh, we're gonna have this big battle between the He-Man toys and the
like we're thinking we're thinking like a Christmas themed Battle of Pelennor Field. Scale that down a bit, sir. Or head on time, pick one.
Just so you guys know, this is not the worst CGI you'll see this year. I'm gonna go ahead and just watch Gladiator 2 and tell me the worst you've seen CGI.
Really?
Oh, dude,
okay.
that first scene, the first Gladiator
Which
scene,
one?
Gladiator 2. There's some awful CGI shit I hadn't seen since Mortal Kombat bad.
Will.
Oh no.
But we'll talk about that when that happens. But the CGI there's a lot of it in this, and that was I'm gonna say there was too much CGI in my opinion. Like it was like watching a fucking cartoon at times. It really was. Like that whole scene, all the scenes in North Pole, that was to me kind of hard to watch because it was so bad. I'm like, like I know they had like this whole world building thing that I found not interesting at all. I did like the fact that basically there was a presidential security team around Santa. That was kind of cool. And he had the thing where he talks to his wrist. But
oh yeah.
But other than that, like this movie, I didn't hate. Like I said, I found myself enjoying myself. But again, it's not going to be even close to my top 10. It's going to be right in the middle.
The only thing that ruined. I mean, there's a scene that Santa Claus was in that kind of ruined it for me, and I don't know why this scene where he
show his dick. Yeah,
just look at us like that right there. How can I watch? The night before I watched the movie where he pulls out his thing, and then the next day I'm watching him as Santa Claus. You know how hard that was.
Yeah, just the whole time, like, pull your dick out. Pull your dick out. This is a children's movie,
Give me that look. Give me that look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did smile to myself when I was thinking about this. I was like, Saturday his dick was out, but
Okay, so after seeing him as Buff Santa, Chris.
Yeah.
Not Chris. Sorry, Neil, baby, sweetie, Neil.
Hooker.
J.K. Simmons as Vince McMahon.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
right
this
now.
is the movie that has to be made.
Right now.
Someone make the Vince McMahon story with J.K. Simmons as Vince McMahon.
I am down for that. Because he was believable with hair in, Spider-Man, so I'll believe him with hair.
Neil, sweetie, baby, sexy.
What
Open the movie with J.K. Simmons doing Stand Back. Stand back!
You know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Stand back.
Fucking Randy Savage barely hitting fucking Brutus Beefcake with a trumpet. And then
they all play instruments really bad.
And the frame just stops and goes, "Let me tell you how we got here."
Oh my gosh! Why aren't you writing this script?
I don't have talent.
So,
however, I'm perfectly prepared to produce. I will produce.
Did you guys watch the Mr. McMahon show on Netflix?
I certainly did. Which is why when I showed I have this 20-year-old girl who comes on, who's been coming on my podcast as of late, girlfriend of one of the other guys. And so we did the old man thing of, hey, Mick, you want to see some funny stuff? So we played her the Bad Street USA video, and then it was like,
Bad Street USA.
And so then I showed her Stand Back, and I just blurted out, "Come out here, you rapist!" And out comes Vince McMahon.
Dude, you gotta invite me for these, man. I'll jump in on one of those.
Yeah, I tell you what, if you're like, if you didn't know what the Vince McMahon Netflix documentary was about, by the end of it, you realize, oh, wait a minute, he's like got all kinds of sex problems and used his position of power to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
That's the whole documentary. My favorite part. Last thing I'll say because it has nothing to do with the movie, but my favorite part of the Vince McMahon documentary was what's Vince McMahon's legacy, and you could see John Cena like visibly sweat, and everybody else that they're asking, he's like, yeah, nobody can answer.
I'm in it twice.
Are you?
I'm in it twice.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon walks past me when WWF bought WCW. He walks right next to me, and he can see my little red and black Red Dragon silk shirt from the 90s because it was 99 or 2000 or 2001 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the documentary, when they have Cody Rhodes on his shoulders, you can see me and my buddies from WrestleMania 40 in the background.
I thought you were going to tell me you were in the rape room with Janelle.
Oh my God.
And then on that note, let's get the ratings of Red One. Red One, we totally lost surface here. Red One gets 3.7. Chris, what do you got?
3.3.
3.3?
Yeah.
3.9.
3.9. All right, we got a 3.3, 3.7, 3 point now. Chris always goes over to the wonderful. That's out of 5. We didn't say that earlier. Chris always goes to the wonderful world
of 4.
Nice. It sounds like me and Mark are getting Red One tattoos. Yeah.
I'm okay.
All right, but anyway, Chris always goes to Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, you guys are really at these Rotten Tomato scores. Neil, what's the audience score for Red One?
The audience score for Red One is going to be 92%.
You're real close, 90%.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's where this is one of the biggest chasms I've seen. And the audience says, led by The Rock, the entire ensemble delivers ample servings of naughty and nice. They may leave you humming, oh, what fun it is to ride a Red One open sleigh. All right, Neil, what's the Chris?
All right. Before we continue this part, let me tell you though, when I was putting the news segment together today, I actually saw a headline where it said the audience score for this on Rotten Tomatoes was way above what the critics gave it. So I'm guessing the critics gave it a 51%.
No, they give it less than
much worse.
33%.
Yeah,
33.
This just in, the Hollywood doesn't know what its audience wants.
That's
Here's an 11.
What? No way.
Critics this is wrapped in sleek packaging but wholly lacking in holiday magic. Red One is a ho-hum action adventure. So they didn't really like it, but the audiences
maybe they didn't. Maybe they just need to take a look in Santa Claus's eye.
So I'll give you a bad review, which there are plenty of them, and a good review. I'm gonna find a terrible review because they're really weird when they have terrible reviews. This score has gone up a little bit since its release, but not a whole lot. And here we go. This is a 1 out of 5 from Randy Jones. Randy Reviews goes, a lifeless, ugly Christmas movie shrouded on CGI slop without iota of joy. Whatever, man. And this is from Brandon Yu. The New York Times says, Red One, a film that has the courage to ask, what if the Santa Claus story was like a Marvel movie? Which it kind of felt like a Marvel movie at points.
Well, everybody in it it's been in freaking comic book movies.
All right, Neil, at this point, everybody in Hollywood's been in a comic book movie because
I haven't.
You're not in Hollywood. You're not in Hollywood, you Okie from Skokie or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, so this was Red One. It'll be in theaters for next month till Christmas.
But did you text the number at the bottom?
I did not text.
I'm getting up to date. I'm getting up to date. Like they just sent me one just why we were here. What did it say? It said, so if you go to the movie poster, guys, there's a number that you can put in, and I think it's here it is. It's 907-318-7262. And it goes, what did it say today? Thank you for your help in search of Red One. Continue to text sightings of Santa Claus to us, and we will keep you posted of new leads as the search continues.
As far as I know, I found out where he was in the movie. Just so you guys know.
He is at the mall. The mall. Let's see what that does. But anyway, I love when movies do stuff like that and they give you fun, interactive stuff like that. Like Cocaine Bear is the best one so far.
Oh yeah, Cocaine Bear was fantastic.
The video, the Pac-Man video game.
My son was inspired to run for president because of Cocaine Bear. His campaign slogan is a chicken in every pot and a cocaine in every bear. Jonas in 2030.
That's right.
No,
I want that to be a thing. I want it to be a thing badly. Honestly, I'll vote for that just for that fucking slogan. I'll be like,
please donate to my son's campaign now, which is actually my Venmo account.
Okay. We have that little QR code in the corner of the screen. I don't know if anyone's used it.
All right. Well, I've definitely got to make that T-shirt now.
Chicken in every bear.
All right, so I think that's it on Red 1. I don't think we have much else to say about that. Mark really liked it.
Yeah, we do.
I was okay with it. Neil
We
liked
reviewed it on Monday. If you would like to hear my full unvarnished Milton Burley thoughts, and check out our review. The full review is currently up. I have a clip on TikTok that'll be on YouTube shortly.
Did you Fat Guy the Movies review this?
Yes, we yelled at Kevin Carr.
I mean,
Who's the Carr?
Kevin Carr's Fat Guy at the Movies, and here's the review at 2 out of 5. I get what they're thinking when they made this, which was to deliver a Fast and Furious version of Christmas, but they stripped out all the Hollywood cheer and replaced it with performative masculinity and enough testosterone to kill a bull elephant.
Yep,
So,
4 days later, it's still stupid.
God.
You know what? Can we talk about this before we go off the air?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I just need to talk about this for a second.
Okay.
I know we're critics because we're here reviewing stuff and stuff like that, but we actually are fun, good critics. We're not like, hey, your stuff sucks so bad you should kill yourself. We're like, hey, your stuff was kind of bad, but we still enjoyed it. It's kind of whatever, blah, blah, blah. I am just so sick and tired of the negative Nancy's everywhere. Have you seen a lot of like negative critics and how they're just bashing people to the ground? Like this movie is a good example where they're just bashing it to the ground, trying to make sure nobody has any fun in it whatsoever.
Just know that at the end of the year we're doing a top 5 worst, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have to bash those, rightfully so.
So, look, if you're making like The Crow or Madam Web or Uglies or Unfrosted, it fucking deserves it. But here's the other side of that. And now you know what 4 out of my bottom 5 are. But
I think those are all mine.
Universally hated. Here's the thing. So years ago when I started, the Rotten Tomatoes thing on our podcast came kind of naturally. It was like one show I was like, just to annoy Robert, I just started reading Rotten Tomato reviews because like they were such bad takes. I was like, we need to call these out. These are, and I want to say it was because one reviewer, there was a trend going on with reviews where they were referring to movies as Trumpy. So, you know, this is probably around like 2020, I think, 2021, somewhere in there. No, it was earlier. It was his first election. So it was 2016. And we were laughing. So that's what it started with. We noticed a trend in criticism of people either putting too much of their own opinion in their criticisms or not really doing movie criticism so much as they were just, you know, complaining. And it evolved into its own segment because it never stopped. It just got worse over time. So yes, I have noticed it became the basis for an entire bit on our show, and we've been doing it for 8 years now.
And it's not like they're saying good. I mean, it's not like they're just like, this movie sucks, you'll hate it, there's nothing good about it. Okay, can you give me some details about that? And I mean, like, they're just doing it to bash, and I don't like that anymore. We need to think more positive in this world. We need to be more positive. We need to vote for Mark Radulich as president.
No, not me. I go to gangbang parties. You don't want me. I'm not good. You want my son, genius and future leader of America, doesn't go to gangbang parties. His exact words to me were, you can put this on a t-shirt too, Neil. He was just like, Dad, I'm you, but the bad stuff hasn't happened to me yet. So vote him in while he's still pure.
I'm you, but the bad stuff hasn't happened to me yet. I like that.
That's my
fun.
I
like that. So I got a question. So like when you go to gangbangs, is this what you look like?
No. That's everyone who ran the train. Okay?
Oh my god, that was one of the best. Anyway,
How many people guys to watch this, Neil? What's the
we got like
Brandon, I thought you'd be like, how many girls?
nine.
Guys
We're
ran
at
a train
9.
on her?
We got
I'm like,
9 people watching.
We started with 30. All right, you guys
Going back and forth.
You can find us online at moviesonsuck.net, where facebook.com/moviesonsuck, where Blue Sky movies don't suck. Yeah, it's movies at Movies Don't Suck. Patreon.com/Movies Don't Suck. And Instagram at TS Podcast. What else am I missing, Neil? Oh yeah, you guys want a sticker? I still got tons of them. Oh, they look like this. Just contact us and let me have any socials, and I'll send it your way. But I have tons of stamps on envelopes, so just let me know. And if we're doing podcasts for Movies Don't Suck and something to do, Mark, can you your detail again?
W2MNetwork.com, W2M Network on YouTube or on Twitch. For the audio stuff, if you're just looking for my stuff, it's Radulich and Broadcasting. That's where you'll find all my podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly, and really the only thing I care about these days, check me out on TikTok. I'm at Mark Radulich on TikTok. I'm the only one. If you find another Radulich, it's either my cousin or my dad, and their TikTok suck. So my TikTok is awesome. At Mark Radulich on TikTok.
I know. What do we do?
However, if you'd like to know what my FET information is, no, I'm just kidding.
I was like, I guess we're doing this.
FET life.
Yes.
All right.
Neil, what's your small business, Neil?
If you got a small business, just let us know. We'll be more than happy to give your information out to our thousands of listeners, our millions of followers right here on Movies Don't Suck and Something to Do.
You guys ready to get out of here?
Yes. That's what another podcast do.
That's another episode of Movies Don't Suck and Some Do. My name's Neil.
And I'm Chris.
I'm Mark.
And remember, guys, no matter how hard you try, if it's just another Saturday night, you just flop it out in front of Chevy Chase and say, hey, here's the red one. Have a good night.